Hello everyone, welcome to EduTop and welcome to today's Finance 360-degree session. In today's session, we are going to discuss two very important news articles. The first one is regarding the RBI has allowed the banks to charge the customers up to rupees 23 per transaction. So for which transactions this is the maximum fee that has been defined, as well as what is the increase that has happened, what is the change in the customer fee, as well as what is the change in the interchange fee. That is all that we are going to discuss in today's session. We will discuss the various limits that has been determined. Okay, so this is very important news article, as well as you need to know the differential or the different limits for the customers as well as for the banks. Okay, so that we are going to discuss in today's session, as well as the second news article is regarding the RBI has set the limit for the ways and means advances for the first half of the new financial year. So we will discuss that what is this limit, as well as what is the ways and means advances. So that is also what we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so this session is going to be important, as there will be direct facts that we are going to discuss in today's session that can directly come in your examination. Okay, so let's get started. But before that, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTop so that you continue getting these relevant videos, and do join our Telegram channel so that you can get the PDF of the session, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. I hope everything is fine. I am clearly audible and visible. So give me a thumbs up if everything is seemingly fine. Okay. So good morning everyone, and the RBI has allowed the banks to charge the customers up to 23 per transaction. So basically RBI announced that starting May 1st, 2025, a bank can charge its customers a maximum fee of rupees 23 per ATM transaction. So remember that this is not the transaction fee that all the banks will be charging. This is just the maximum that the banks can charge. Some banks, let's say they charge 15 rupees, some banks may charge 17 rupees, or some banks may charge 19, 20, whatever they want to charge, okay, on the basis of their transaction. So a bank can charge its customers a maximum fee of rupees 23 per ATM transaction beyond the free transactions limit. So there are certain free transaction limits that we will discuss. Beyond the free transaction limits, beyond that the customers will be charged up to 23 rupees per ATM transaction. Okay, this shall be effective from May 1st, 2025. This has been stated. Okay. Customers who frequently use the ATMs will be affected by this change, which will increase the cost of withdrawals. But let me tell you that there are certain free transaction limits also. So there are certain free transaction limit. If you are in a month, if you are doing that free transaction, you are within the free transaction limit, then you will not have to pay the charges. But if you are going beyond that, then only you will have to pay the charges. Okay. So you can stay within the limit, and within the limit there will be no charges then. Okay. So beyond the free transactions, a customer may be charged a maximum fee of rupees 23 per transaction. That is the idea. So the fee revision follows the request from the ATM operators who sought banks withdrawal charges due to increasing operational cost. So basically the ATM operators in our country, they are the banks. You have the SBI ATM, you have the ATM of the ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Punjab National Bank, as well as there are the white label ATMs. These white label ATMs, they are the ATMs of the non-banks, okay, that provide you the services of the ATM. Okay, so there are the ATMs of the banks that are providing the services, as well as there are the white label ATMs also, because banks maybe are not able to reach to all the parts of the country. So there are the non-banks that are providing the ATM services to those areas where the banks are not able to reach. So white label ATMs, they are run by the non-banks. So all the ATM operators, the banks as well as the white label ATM operators, they said that their operational cost is increasing. And remember that the ATM withdrawals have decreased a lot in the previous few years. Why do you think so that the ATM withdrawals have decreased in the past few years? What do you think? What is the reason? In the past few years, the ATM withdrawals have decreased, due to which there is less quantity of ATM withdrawals that are happening, or less number, we can say there are less number of ATM withdrawals that are happening. Number of ATM withdrawals have decreased, due to which it has increased the operational cost affecting the businesses. Yes, because of the UPI, because of the digital payment infrastructure that is expanding very fast, the UPI, the IMPS, NEFT, RTGS, many services, many digital payment infrastructure we have. Okay, so due to which the ATM withdrawals are decreasing, the cash withdrawals are decreasing through the ATM, and that has led to the increase in the operational cost for the white label ATMs and for the banks. So the fee revision follows the request from the ATM operators. They want the higher withdrawal charges because of their increasing operational cost affecting their businesses. I hope this is very much clear that why this increase has been brought, because the ATM withdrawals are decreasing due to the digital payment expanding, and with the decreasing ATM withdrawals there is decreasing revenue from the ATMs, so that is increasing the operational cost of the ATMs. Okay, there is no benefit of the ATMs for the banks in a way, or the profits have decreased. Many of the banks have started to make losses in the ATMs. Okay, now what is the whole scenario? What is the charges that will be charged by the own bank, by the other bank and such? So own bank is the bank. Let's say you have a debit card, of State Bank of India, and you are going to the ATM of the State Bank of India. Okay, so that is the own bank, that I have a card of that bank and I am going to the ATM of that bank. So free transactions per month is 5 free transactions are available per month, and these 5 transactions, they are the financial transactions like the cash withdrawal. Financial transactions means cash withdrawal. Non-financial transactions usually mean the bank inquiry that you do, or let's say you are changing the PIN, or let's say you are taking out the mini statement. So those are the non-financial transactions. So there are 5 free transactions that are available. There are 5 free transactions per month that are available. So if you are within the limit, you will not be charged any money. But if you are going beyond the free limit, then the maximum that a bank can charge from you is up to ₹23 per transaction. Okay, and the taxes, that is GST, will be applicable over and above that. Next is other banks ATM. Let's say that you have the debit card of SDFC Bank, but you are taking out the money from the ICICI Bank ATM, okay, or you are taking out the money from the SBI ATM, or you are taking out the money from the PNB's ATM. So other bank ATM, that you have the card of some other bank, but you are taking out the money from some other bank. So in this case, if you are in metro cities, then the 3 free transactions are available to you, financial as well as non-financial. Cumulatively 3 transactions are free for you. After that, you will be charged up to the maximum of 23 per transaction. This is the maximum. Some bank may charge less also. Some bank can charge up to this. Okay, GST will be applicable, taxes will be applicable over and above. So other banks ATMs, but they are in non-metro cities. So the ATM is of some other bank, but they are in non-metro. You are in non-metro cities, then you are getting 5. Even if you are going to some other bank ATMs, still you are getting 5 free transaction limit. You are getting the limit of 5 free transactions, financial and non-financial, if you are taking out the money from the other bank ATM, if you are in non-metro cities. Okay, so this is the idea, and the same maximum charge is up to ₹23 per transaction. Now coming to cash recycler machines. Have you heard about cash recycler machines? Have you heard about cash recycler machines? Anyone? See, cash recycler machines, they work like ATM. They seem like ATM, but like these are the machines that can also take the deposits. Okay, so these are the cash recycler machines that are providing you some basic banking facilities. So a cash recycler machine is a self-service banking device that allows customers to both deposit the money as well as withdraw the cash. So usually the ATMs on the outside, the cash recycler machines and the ATMs might seem same, but it looks like any other ATM. So on the outside, the cash recycler machines looks like any other ATM. However, unlike an ATM from which you can only withdraw the cash, from the ATM you can only withdraw the cash, but in the cash recycler machine you can withdraw the cash as well as you can make the deposits also. Okay, so cash recycler machine, it is a self-service banking device that provides you various services like taking the deposits, providing you the withdrawal. Okay, so this is the idea. Now in the cash recycler machine, the deposits can also happen, but it has been particularly said that on the ATMs the charge has been this is the maximum charge. So on the cash recycler machines, only on your withdrawal the charges will be applicable. Okay, so cash recycler machines same as ATMs, so the free transaction limits are same as ATMs except cash deposits. Except that cash deposits, on the cash deposits these limits will not be applicable. Okay, only on the withdrawal from the cash recycler machines, the limits will be applicable. That means if the cash recycler machine is of the own bank, then this limit will follow. If the cash recycler machine is other bank, metro cities, this limit will follow. If the cash recycler machine is of other bank, metro in the non-metro city, then these limits will follow. Okay, so cash recycler machine will follow the same limits as the ATM, and it will have the same charges, maximum up to rupees 23 per transaction for the withdrawals only, because from the ATMs you are only withdrawing the money. So for the withdrawals, these are the charges. For the cash deposit, the charges are not applicable. Now coming to the interchange fee, but before going to the interchange fee, I hope this is clear. These are the charges that will be taken from the customer. Since January 1, 2023, banks have been charges customers up to maximum up to 21 rupee per ATM transaction beyond the free transaction limit, but now the maximum amount has been increased from 21 to 23. Okay, so since January 1, 2022, the banks have been charging maximum up to, and the RBI allowed the maximum charges up to rupees 21, but now that maximum limit or maximum charges have been increased to rupees 23, that is by 2 rupees the maximum charges have been increased. So this is the idea. Okay, non-financial transactions, it is written here na, like the bank inquiry is there, mini statement is there, changing your PIN. So all these are non-financial transactions where the money is not involved, but you are going to the ATM and you are utilizing the services of the ATM. Got it? Okay, let's continue now coming to the interchange fee, but before that there is a disclaimer kind of point that non-financial transactions, this is the disclaimer point for this. Okay, so in all the newspapers I found that for the own bank ATMs, it is written that 5 free transactions per month. There are 5 free transactions per month. Just a second. So there are 5 free transactions per month, that is financial plus non-financial for the own bank. But usually in the previous circulars of the RBI, it has been stated that non-financial transactions at your own bank, because your own bank has your information. So non-financial transactions like the balance inquiries, mini statement, changing your PIN at your own bank's ATMs, they are typically not counted towards the free transaction limit, because they are usually provided by the bank at free of cost. So if you are going to the own bank ATM, so usually these 5 free transactions, it is for your financial transactions, that is for the cash withdrawals. Okay, now I went to the SBI website and I found that this is true, that for the non-financial transactions, the State Bank of India was charging 0 rupees for the for the non-financial transactions of the same bank. Okay, so the SBI of its own cards, it was charging ₹0 for the non-financial transaction, and similarly HDFC Bank also, I went to the HDFC Bank's website and they were also charging 0 rupees for the non-financial transaction from their own bank account. So this is the idea that non-financial transactions at your own bank's ATM, it is typically not counted towards the free transaction limit, and usually there are no charges that are taken on the non-financial transaction from your own bank. That is, the ATM is of the same bank and the card you are holding is of the same bank. Okay, for the other the limits are correct, that is, if you are going to the other bank ATMs, then there are the financial transaction and non-financial transactions that are counted towards the free transaction limit. But usually in the own bank ATM, means I have the same bank's card and the same bank's ATM I am going to, so then the non-financial transactions are typically not counted towards the free transaction limit. So this is the disclaimer kind of thing. Okay, now coming to the next point, that is interchange fee. So first of all, what is the interchange fee? So usually these are the money that is taken from the customers, or this is the limit for the customers. Okay, the maximum charges that can be taken from the customer. Now interchange fee is something different. Interchange fee and ATM interchange fee is a charge that one bank pays to the another for offering ATM services to its customers. So let's say that you are the customer of the State Bank of India. Rather than going to the ATM of the State Bank of India, you are going to the ATM of the HDFC Bank. So the State Bank of India will have to provide some fee to the SDFC Bank because the customer of the State Bank of India is using the services of the SDFC Bank, is using the ATM of the SDFC Bank. So an interchange fee has to be given, has to be paid by one bank to the another bank because the another bank is offering the ATM services to its customers. Okay, so this is the idea. So now it is said that the interchange fee, the RBI is not deciding the interchange fee. It is said that the interchange fee can be decided by the ATM networks. So ATM networks, here you can see the ATM networks, they are also known as the ATM consortium. They are required to facilitate interbank transaction. Now, you can understand that if you are a customer of State Bank of India, State Bank of India has all your information, but the SDFC Bank do not has the information. But you are going to the SDFC Bank's ATM. So how this ATM is getting your information? So that is the ATM has to call for the information about your bank balance and how much money your account has and such, and how much money you can take out. So ATM networks, they are required to facilitate the interbank transactions, and they allow the customers to access their accounts at ATMs that are operated by a different banks, enabling the cash withdrawal that can happen from a different bank, okay, or from a different bank's ATM. So this is the basic idea, that if the information has to be transferred, for that there is the ATM network that is required, that allows the interbank transactions to happen, that allows the interbank transfer of information. Okay, so that's why the ATM network is required, and it has been said that the interchange fee, it will be decided by the ATM networks. Now in our country, the ATM networks, like there is NFS, there is the CashNet, there is the CashTree. CashNet is an interbank network in India managed by Euronet Services of India Private Limited. So the ATM networks will decide the interchange fee. Now it has been said that the interchange fee has been increased from 17 rupees to 19 rupees. So how the NPCI is deciding the interchange fee when the RBI has clearly said that the interchange fee will only be decided by the ATM networks? So actually, the National Payment Corporation of India, on authorization by RBI, took over the operations of NFS, that is the National Financial Switch, that is one of the largest ATM networks in our country. Okay, so that's why NPCI has decided the interchange fee for only the banks that are utilizing the ATM network, that is the NFS. NFS was previously operationalized by the Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology, that is established by RBI. So the IDRBT, it was operationalized the NPCI, it was operationalizing the NFS. Okay, so IDRBT, it was operationalizing the NFS. But in December 2009, the operationalization of the NFS was given to the NPCI. So now NPCI operationalizes the NFS. Okay, so that means the NFS, that is the National Financial Switch Network, it is under the authorization, it is under the operationalization of the NPCI. This is the basic idea. So NPCI, so previously on March 6, the National Financial Switch Steering Committee approved increasing the ATM interchange fee for domestic financial and non-financial transactions to rupees 19 and rupees 7. So it was basically said that all the banks that are under the National Financial Switch Network, so all the banks that are under this ATM network, all these banks, when they are doing the interchange, like the interchange fee should be rupees 19 for the financial transactions, for the cash withdrawal and such, and for the non-financial transaction, the interchange fee should be rupees 7. So previously, the NFS Steering Committee approved increasing the ATM interchange fee from 17 rupees to 19 rupees for all the financial transactions that are happening under this NFS network, and from for the non-financial transactions, from rupees 6 to rupees 7. Okay, so NFS said that for all the domestic financial transactions, the limit should be increased to rupees 19. The interchange fee should be increased to rupees 19, and for the non-financial transactions, the interchange fee should be increased to rupees 7 respectively. The committee meets periodically at least 2 times in a year to evaluate the key performance parameters of the national financial switch, how it is working, is it working smoothly or not, and what improvements can be brought, and to discuss other opportunities and challenges which may arise from time to time. Okay, so this is the idea that the ATM networks they will be deciding the interchange fee for the financial transactions and for the non-financial transactions. Now, one of the largest of the ATM networks, that is the National Financial Switch Network. This is under the NPCI. So, for this particular ATM network, the NPCI has decided the limits or has approved the interchange fee. Okay, so previously this was done, that the National Financial Switch Steering Committee approved that we need to increase the interchange fee. As a result, NPCI revised the interchange fees levied in the NFS network for pan-Indian NFS ATM transactions. For the ATM transactions that are done through the bank's ATMs or through the ATMs that are under the NFS network. Effective from May 1, these interchange fees will be levied. So, interchange fees accordingly, interchange for domestic financial transactions has been set at ₹19 and interchange fee for the non-financial transactions at the domestic level, it is ₹7. So, the revised interchange is not applicable for micro ATMs, interoperable cash deposits, because for the deposits these are not the limits, and international ATM transactions. For these also, these interchange fees are not applicable. Such transactions will continue according to the previous rates, that is at present the rates are that the interchange fee for financial transactions is ₹17 for the financial transactions and ₹6 for the non-financial transactions. Okay, for the micro ATMs, for the interoperable cash deposits, or for the international ATM transactions, for these the charges are as per the previous ones. So, for the international ATM transactions we can say, so previous limits were ₹17 for the financial transaction and ₹6 for the non-financial transactions. Okay, so this is the idea. Any confusion, anyone here? So now points to be noted, or let's summarize the previous news. So ATM interchange fee will be as decided by the ATM network. So for the NFS network, the NPCI has decided the interchange fee. Customers are eligible for 5 free transactions every month from their own bank ATMs. They are also eligible for free transactions from other bank ATMs, up to 3 in the metro cities, up to 5 in the non-metro cities. Okay. Applicable taxes, if any, shall be additionally payable, like the GST is additionally payable, and these instructions shall also apply to transactions done at cash recycler machines other than the deposits. Only the withdrawals, for these limits will be applicable for the withdrawals. Now the government continues to promote digital banking as the preferred mode of financial transaction, further reducing the dependence on cash-based payments. So for the government and the RBI, they are boosting the digital payment infrastructure and they are trying to move towards the digital payments. Okay, so this is the idea. So this is the whole idea. Now digital banking is becoming more cost-effective and convenient alternate. Now coming to the next news article, that is the ways and means advances limit has been determined by the Reserve Bank of India. So it has been decided by RBI in consultation with the Government of India that the limit for ways and means advances for the first half of the new financial year will be 1,50,000 crores. Okay. So for the first half of the financial year 2025, so the new financial year is starting from 1st April 2025 and the first half of the financial year will finish on September 2025. Okay, so for the first half of the new financial year, the ways and means advances loans limit is 1,50,000 crores. So what is this ways and means advances? Okay, ways and means advances are the short-term loans that the government can take for its operational function, for its operations. The government can take the short-term loan under the ways and means advances from the Reserve Bank of India. So basically, Reserve Bank of India provides the ways and means advances loans for the operation, for the continuous functioning of the government under this ways and means advances. Okay, so the RBI has decided in consultation with the government that for the first half of the new financial year, the limit for the ways and means advances loans will be 1,50,000 crores from the Reserve Bank of India. So RBI will be providing the short-term loans up to the limit of this much to the government under the ways and means advances. Okay, so these are the short-term loans, that is up to the timeline of 90 days. Okay, so this is the idea. Now the interest rate on the ways and means advances, that is the repo rate. So basically the ways and means advances, if they are outstanding up to 3 months, that is for 90 days, if they are outstanding for 90 days from the date of making the advance. So from the date, let's say today the RBI has given the loan for 90 days. For 90 days, this ways and means advances loans will have the interest rate of repo rate, will have the same interest rate as the repo rate. So what is the current repo rate, if anyone can tell me? So what is the current repo rate? It is 6.25%. Okay, right? Now if let's say the day is extended, that is the government is not able to repay the loan within 90 days. So then if outstanding beyond 3 months from the date of making the advance, if the government is not able to repay the loan within 90 days and they are extending the timeline, they are like keeping the money for longer period of time, then they will be charged for the extra time period, they will be charged the interest rate of repo rate plus 1%, that is repo rate plus 1% will be charged from them, that is 7.25% will be charged from them, okay, for the extended period of time for which they are keeping the money. Now overdraft, what is overdraft? Let's say the ways and means advances limit is 1,50,000 crores, but let's say the government is taking more money from the RBI, okay. So for the overdraft, that is if availed, if the government is availing the overdraft, that means government is taking more money up to the limit of 100% of WMA limit. Then on the more money that is taken under the overdraft, so repo rate, the interest rate will be charged, that is repo rate plus 2%. Okay, so if the overdraft is availed, if the government is taking more money, and overdraft can only be availed in the special conditions. So if the government is taking the extra money from the RBI, so if availed, if this overdraft is taken up to the 100% of WMA limit, up to the 100% of this limit, so then the interest rate that will be charged is repo rate plus 2% of interest rate on the overdraft. Okay, if exceeds 100% of WMA limit, if more and more money is taken under the overdraft by the government from the Reserve Bank of India, then on the extra, like even above the WMA limit and even exceeding, like the overdraft is taken above the 100% of the WMA limit, then the repo rate plus 5% of interest will have to be paid by the government. Okay, so this is the idea. No, this is not same for the states. For the states, the different limits are released by the Reserve Bank of India. So this is the limit for the government of India, for the union government. For the state governments, there are different limits that the RBI releases. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Any confusion anyone has in this? Coming to the next point, that the RBI may trigger fresh flotation of market loans. That means if the government is using up to 75% of the WMA limit, so the RBI, understanding that the government has more requirement of the money, the RBI may release the fresh flotation of market loans, that the new government securities will be released by the RBI, so that the government can collect the money through the government securities, through the new government securities. Okay, there are times like during the COVID, the government required the extra money because the government had to help the poor people, the government had to help the people that were losing their jobs because of the lockdown. The government had to help the people that were not able to work. So during such situations like the COVID, where the health facilities were demanded, where the government had to spend a lot. So in these cases, the RBI know that the government will have to spend for the benefit of the people. So in these cases, let's say the RBI knows that the government requires the money. So the RBI may trigger the fresh flotation of market loans when the government of India utilizes 75% of the WMA limit, that 75% of this limit has been utilized, and if the RBI feels that okay, government might require more and more money, the RBI can freshly float the market loans. Okay, the Reserve Bank of India, in consultation with the Government of India, retains the flexibility to increase the limit if required, okay, as per the prevailing circumstances. So this is regarding the WMA. Any confusion anyone has in this? So before coming to the first question, let me show you that there is For your descriptive answer writing practice, you know that how hard it is to write the answers. Many of the students, they face problem in writing the answer. So if you are facing the problem in writing the answers, this is the Perspective 360-degree series that is going on, that is taken by Jaskaran sir, Monday, Wednesday and Friday 5 p.m. So you can join these series, you can practice the answer writing with Jaskaran sir, as well as in the comment section below you can write your answers and that will be evaluated by the team. Okay, so there is a whole team that evaluates the answers, so they will be evaluating the answers. Okay, so this is the Perspective 360-degree series for your descriptive answer writing. Now coming back to the question. Okay, so this is the first question. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question. I hope you like the session. Okay, so this is the first question. I hope you will be able to easily answer this question. Do try to answer this question. Here, which of the following statement is or are incorrect? Sorry, incorrect. So which of the following statement is or are incorrect, that you have to tell. I will correct this in the PDF, but here remember that this is not correct, this is incorrect. You have to tell the incorrect statement. Okay, you have to tell the incorrect statement. Now coming to the next news article. So basically this is regarding the ways and means advances, and here you have to tell which of the following is correct. Okay, here you have to tell the correct statements. So do try to answer this question, and let's see how many of you are able to answer both the questions. Okay, so in the first one you have to tell the incorrect statement, and okay, in the second one you have to tell the correct statement. Okay, so do give the right answer of both the questions, do give the right answer of the homework questions, and I hope you like the session. If you like the session, do tell me in the comment section below. Overdraft, basically, see, let's say WMA limit is 100 rupees. This is the limit for the WMA. Now let's say the government wants more money. So if the government has already utilized the WMA limit and the government wants more money from the RBI, so that more money will be taken at the overdraft. Let's say the government is taking rupees 150. So this 50 rupees extra that the government is taking, because the WMA limit is only 100 rupees. So this 50 rupees extra that the government is taking, that is your overdraft. Okay, that will have the increased interest rate. Let's say that overdraft up to the limit of WMA limit, that means that overdraft that is taken up to 100 rupees. So this extra money that is taken up to the overdraft that is taken up to the limit of WMA limit means that up to 100 rupees the overdraft that is taken will have the repo rate, will have the interest rate, that is your repo rate plus 2%. Okay, so overdraft if availed up to 100% of the WMA limit, that is extra money. 100 rupees was under the WMA limit. Now overdraft is taken, that is also up to the limit of 100% of WMA. Let's say 70 rupees or 80 rupees overdraft is taken. So that is under the 100% of, like, that is that is not 100% of the WMA limit. But let's say that overdraft is taken, that is 100 rupees under WMA is taken, as well as more than 100 rupees under overdraft is taken. So that is the overdraft is exceeding the 100% of WMA limit, then even higher interest rate will be charged. Okay, is this clear, Anoop? I hope this is clear. Overdraft is over and above the WMA limit. WMA limit is, let's say, 100 rupees. And if the overdraft is, let's say, 50 rupees or 70 rupees or 80 rupees, that is extra money is taken, but that is not 100%. That is under the 100% of WMA limit. So that is on the extra money that is taken, the repo rate plus 2% will be charged. If extra rupees is taken, that is rupees 150. That is even above the 100% of WMA limit. So extra rupees that is taken is way above the it exceeds the 100% of WMA limit, then the interest rate will be repo rate plus 5%. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining the session, and this is it. Do tell me in the comment section below if you like the session, and see you in the next session. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. And remember that Thursday 6 p.m. you have a revision session